Good afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Frank Itana here, live from the Hail Palace with our daily forecast. As always, sponsored by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor Show, and Atlas. Make sure you check those guys out in the description to this video. I'll have them tagged after the video is over. Hopping right into our headlines here. We do actually have a small marginal risk for wind tomorrow in the mid-Atlantic states along the East Coast. We'll get to that in a little bit. And make sure you grab those hand warmers because we got the big chill coming for pretty much the entire country with the exception of like Miami. That's going to be about it. And then after that, once that system comes through, we're looking at a pretty quiet, extended period going for in terms of severe weather. So pretty much nothing coming up through the holidays is what it looks like right now. As always, we got some stuff to talk about first. Hail Choice 4.0 is coming soon. Our official launch date is January 9th. So if you want to get set up with the beta, give us a call here at the office. Get somebody will help you get set up with that. And yeah, official launch date is January 9th. The beta is live now though. And also, we are running a year-end sales event. So we're doing this through the 29th of December, and you can get 10% off. That's annual plans only, so give us a call at 855-334-4245 to discuss how you get that deal going into the end of the year for an annual plan. Again, Christmas is coming up. We got 4 days. This is a nice little graphic that Heather made. So we got, here we go, Santa waving there a little bit. So 4 days till Christmas, so hope everybody's getting ready to have a nice holiday. Travel may be impacted though with this system that is tracking across the country. Here's a look at our current conditions. We do have some rain going on down here, and there was some mixed precipitation earlier just south of the Raleigh area in North Carolina, but now we just have some rain and some weak thunderstorms moving towards the northeast. And then come over here to the northern plains, and this is all associated with that system that's going to be impacting the country over the next several days. We do have some snow going on here in the northern plains and the upper Midwest. So those temperatures I talked about, a big chill coming up. Cold across most of the country, down to 45 in Dallas, 52 in Houston. Where's my plane ticket to Miami? 79 down there. I'd love to be down there right now, and especially in the coming days when you get to see how cold it's actually going to get. Current wind chills across the country with those cold temperatures. -13 in the Minneapolis area. That's your feels like temperature. Also, part of me coming off being sick, so if I lose my voice a little bit, I apologize. So yeah, -13 in the Minneapolis area, and then chilly across most of the central and northern part of the country. 44 down in Dallas, and again, Miami is our hot spot for those feels like temperatures at 82. So I said we did have a risk tomorrow. Here's the forecast instability for tomorrow. Just a tiny little pocket here of elevated Cape in North Carolina, and that's going to dissipate into the later afternoon and evening as that energy transitions off towards the northeast, and we see that play through and that energy kind of dissipates. So I don't see much of a major risk going on except for the areas right here along the East Coast in North Carolina and southeastern portions of Virginia. Here's what that forecast radar looks like. So tomorrow morning, we are expecting some weak thunderstorms and some rain to be all across the area. As we move into the early afternoon hours, right when that Cape is elevated around noon, we do see some showers popping up here on radar. That's going to transition off to the northeast and off the coast into the evening hours and then be basically gone by the time we get to Friday, with some lingering precipitation associated with a cold front that's going to be impacting the area to move through on Friday and Saturday. So what's that going to look like graphically for us? Like I said, just one little area to highlight here as we zoom in. A couple cities to talk about. Only real population that I see. I mean, obviously there's some population, but the main city is Morehead City down here and Virginia Beach. So I'm thinking areas just to the east of Raleigh and southeast of Richmond, Virginia, have the chance, a small chance, but a chance to see wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour if one of those storms can really get going in that little pocket of instability there. So that's our risk for tomorrow. I mentioned we got a big system coming through, bringing a lot of cold air to the country. So here's the setup we do have this broad trough across the United States. As we push forward, it's going to start digging here as we get into Thursday, and then dig a little bit even further into Friday as it starts to swing across the East Coast. And we're going to set up for a ridge to be off here to the west and our trough to be off here in the east. That is not good for severe weather, and it is going to bring cold temperatures all the way down into the southern plains. We're looking at temperatures in the 20s, I'm going to show you in a second, all the way down to Corpus Christi. So this is going to be very cold as this trough moves off the east coast, and we do see that ridge starting to set up in the west. So we're getting into a pattern that is not conducive for severe weather, and it is conducive for bringing cold weather to the central and southeastern parts of the country. So here's our look at those future temperatures I mentioned. Here's our setup right now, -11 in Billings, and we let this play through. We're going to see that cold air really start to dig south, looking at 9 degrees in Oklahoma City at noon on Thursday, 24 degrees in Dallas. Again, Miami is our hot spot, so if you're traveling to Miami, well, good for you. I'm jealous because everywhere else is going to start to get cold, especially as we push into Friday and Saturday. So this is 6 a.m. Friday morning, 27 degrees down in Corpus Christi, -2 in Louisville, -20 up in Billings. So cold across the entire country, and it's going to get even colder in the east as we get into the weekend. So this is a big time cold. So make sure you got all your amenities set up. Going to be a really high energy situation in terms of spending going into your holiday weekend, and even Miami gets down into the 50s. So big time cold coming up. And what are those feel-like temperatures going to be? Here's our wind chill temperatures, -11 in Billings, and then this is going to be pushing through. Look at this, getting down to 0 in the Kansas City area. This is Thursday morning, and then it gets even colder. So it's following the trend of what those temperatures are going to be, but this is just what it's going to feel like. Not a lot of wind going to be going down in Corpus Christi, so it's going to be the same as the temperatures, but we're looking at 7 degrees and possibly some negative wind chills in the Oklahoma City area in those overnight hours. And then going into the East Coast, 15-degree wind chill in Atlanta, and then again, we'll push it through and see them getting down into the 50s in Miami. Really, really chilly across the entire continental U.S. for the most part. So that's the kind of cool we're talking about. And what's going to be associated with this system is a bunch of snow going across the northern and central portions of the country and into the northeast. So here's our future radar, going to be pretty low resolution, so broad swath of predicted snowfall from this particular radar. See snow moving into the central plains and then into the upper Midwest as that front pushes east and southeastward into the latter half of the week. Snow going through the Great Plains regions and then eventually through the northeast and east coast. So that's what we're looking for from this system, and what kind of accumulations are we going to be seeing. So let's let that play out and show you what the models are thinking. So we're looking, the big time accumulations are going to be generally in the upper Midwest going into the Great Lakes regions. We're looking at accumulations of up to 16 to 20 inches for some portions of the northern Great Lakes here in northern Michigan, going into Canada near the Toronto area. So that's where our big accumulations are going to be, but that's not to say we won't be seeing some 4 to 6 inches going through the Ohio Valley and the upper Midwest here. And then they generally get lower as you get further south with less chances of precipitation as well associated with that system and that front. So that was a lot of cold coming, not so much severe weather. We do have that risk for tomorrow, but after that, everything's going to shut off for a while, unfortunately. But if you do want to find out going on later on, if we do ever see severe weather again, go on and follow us: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. TikTok hates us right now, so we can only do lives. Can't really post any real content on there because they just don't like us. If you want to get in contact with us, you can call us at 855-334-4245. Email us at info@hailtrace.com, or go straight to our website, www.hailtrace.com, for more info about who we are and how we can help you. For now, I'm meteorologist Frank Gaetano. Everybody have a great rest of your Wednesday.